Nokia Hellas has a presence of 30 years in Greece, giving a vote of confidence to the Greek economy and labor market. The company is among the top 100 corporations in Greece, according to headcount, and among the top 200 corporations in Greece, according to revenues, across all industries and public sector. It has a global technology center facility and is the #1 ICT R&D hub in Greece, with more than 900 employees of 33 years average age, of which 80% university graduates, 50% postgraduates, and with strong, diverse country and line management team.
Nokia Hellas supports OpenConf since its very beginning, and I'm very happy to welcome on stage George Tsotsos and Yannis Tsopokis, two of Nokia's local experts, to share their insights about an important framework they helped build at Nokia Hellas. George, Yanni, welcome on stage.
Hello, good morning.
One second.
Και δεν βλέπουμε και την οθόνη.
Mics 3 and 4, please. Three and 5, please. Mics 3 and 5, please.
Okay. Hello.
Okay, some technical problems. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. I'm George and Yannis. We're from Nokia. Both of us were a few years in software industry, about 20, 40 collectively. So we're here to try to explain you how we make things different in Nokia and how we try to enable Edge IoT. So Yannis, please, a few words for you.
Okay, I think mine is working, okay. So I'm Yannis. I have been a software developer for quite some time, more than 20 years. We have been creating applications, and here we will present you how we created an ecosystem for applications in our devices and Nokia devices. George?
So, as we said, we're from Nokia. Here in Greece, we have an R&D center, a technology center that comprises 900 employees, and it is set up since 1990. In Nokia Greece, they are represented in 3 business groups of Nokia: Nokia Mobile Network, Cloud and Network Services, and Network Infrastructures. We are represented actually now BBD, broadband devices. We have a full set of technologies that you can understand for 900 people, and we try to innovate through different ways in telco industry. So a few things about Corteca. Corteca is it's an ecosystem that includes broadband devices, an operating system for them, Corteca operating system, Corteca Cloud, which manages everything, and Corteca applications, the new thing in the Corteca ecosystem. Corteca applications are applications that run on top of fiber, FWA, and Wi-Fi devices, and enable them to have value-add functionality for the end user, but also our customers. Our customers are the ISPs, obviously. So via this way, we try to enable Edge on different broadband devices and different ecosystem, focusing on residential area. So enabling containers in these devices creates new opportunities. So the reason we created Corteca Marketplace is to enable buy, try, and see also the applications in actions. So via the Corteca Marketplace, it's easy to access new applications. You can have a full software lifecycle, avoiding having traditional old-fashioned ACS. And also, you can have your license management and quality assurance. Nokia, of course, ensures that you are able to prototype and test your applications before going to the field. So, how to be part of a Corteca Marketplace and how you can strengthen your experience with broadband devices. Corteca provides agility, provides a different way of actually creating the applications and enable you, the developer, the company that you represent, to be into a different market. So creating applications always starts from an idea, like everything. So then we go to a proof of concept to validate your idea, and finally you go into prototype stage. In this stage, we enable every third-party developer, every developer external to Nokia, or also internal actually to Nokia, to get customer feedback. We enable this prototype functionality into the marketplace I saw before, and then we retrieve the valuable customer feedback. So then we go to an MVP, and finally we can have a final creating the product that is productized and licensed through our system. Of course, we support also open source containers, containers like ad blocking, and different other networking value-add propositions like packet captures and another few tools. So as I mentioned, we have 3 different ways of promoting and creating applications to the system. The first one is prototype. You see your container, you try to validate your container and make things more, to the hands-on for you. And then you can go into preview mode. The preview mode enables you to have a trial, let's say, quality to the customers, our customers, so you can expose yourself to a more widespread audience. And finally, the production and sellable product, as we can say. So what type of applications we support? Right now, we support cloud applications that they can be enabled to our cloud system, Corteca Cloud system, and they're focused mainly to network analytics and a few other things that we retrieve from the devices themselves, based on industry standards like USP and other standards of broadband forum. But the new addition is applications on top of the devices, of embedded devices, and they actually help you to leverage more computing power on these devices. For this reason, we created also a development toolkit, something that Yannis will explain you in a few seconds. Thank you.
Okay. So, what is a developer toolkit? What we will see now, we talked about the applications, Corteca, Cloud, and anything. We will see how you can create those applications. We have the Corteca Developer Toolkit. It is open source. You can get it from GitHub. We will have the link later on. There are some tools that we use to help developers create applications for those devices and reduce the time to market. And this way, you can have Corteca applications for Corteca-powered devices. What are the main components of the developer toolkit? First, we have the Corteca CLI tool. This will help you create and build your applications, and it will help you package your application and deploy it on devices. The CLI uses the Corteca toolchain. The Corteca toolchain is a Docker image that has all the tools that you need in order to build, to compile your application. It takes care of cross-compilation because the devices are based on ARM, 32-bit and 64-bit. So you have all those tools ready and working in a Docker image. And one of the next steps that we want to have is an emulation service, which will make it very easy for everyone to do container validation and application validation. The Corteca CLI supports multiple languages. Right now, we have C, C++, and Go. We can add any other language when we need to. We have integration with VS Code, so you can have dev containers and test your applications in a different architecture. So if you have an ARM device, you can test on an ARM container. You can compile your binaries, or you can add your precompiled binaries there. You can very easily do the cross-compilation. You can put it inside CI/CD and have a very easy way to create your pipelines. And then you can deploy it directly on the device for the final testing. About the tool chain, how that works. First, you do a Corteca create. You create a new project. You can add your code there, or you can add any other precompiled binaries or other files or resources that you need to have in your container. You just have to run Corteca build. It will do all the compilation using the toolchain from the GitHub container registry, and it will create an OCI container image for your application. We have started from build-root. Now our containers are based on Alpine. So what you do there, you start from Alpine Linux, you can add your packages there, and you can ship your application in a container image. This is to show us how that could work in a pipeline, and this is what we also do in our pipelines for our applications. You use Corteca build to build your application for different architectures, and then you can deploy your application. You can use the emulator, you can install the application, and you can run a set of tests, and when everything is green, you can go and release your application. George, do you want to?
Yeah, so creating these tools for more than a year now, we realized that there are a few opportunities to improve. It was big, let's say, step for us to understand more the industry that we're working in and understand also the needs, because it's something that nobody else in the field so far, at least from the companies that they're working into this has done, at least to this level. And we try to innovate also on top of this and enable our containers to have much more fully fledged, actually, functionality with the systems and interoperability. So the most important thing that we realized going on for development into container with the Corteca Development Toolkit is that we need to enable open standards. So, of course, besides the traditional TR069 or other broadband forum standards, we include Purple LCM for lifecycle management and also OCI containers, which is the standard for containers today everywhere. So, enable all of these. We try to our broadband devices landscape with more functionality in this ecosystem. Supporting, to give you an example, data from networking stack, from hardware stack of these devices, and give more functionality to the applications, and therefore also to the cloud interoperability in case they have something like that. So, why we choose Alpine for our toolchain? Alpine is, as you probably, most of you know, is the go-to container for most of the OCI containers today. It helps us actually a lot because it has out-of-the-box support for OCI standards, and help us to reduce our image footprint. By using Muscle and other libraries like that, we was able to reduce significantly, actually, the footprint of our containers, which is critical for this kind of devices, believe me. So Alpine uses a modern full-fledged package management systems, a system that enables you to install and verify most of the traditional Linux packets out there, and it makes it easy for the third party or us to create containers a little bit faster. We managed actually to improve a little bit Alpine implementation for our containers by reducing the surface of attack and removing bus and virtual env binary that is not related to the application. That leads us to the let's say to our target at some point in the future to have single-purpose containers, meaning that one binary that does the whole functionality. Finally, Corteca Development Toolkit is open source and all you need. Thank you very much.
I think we can proceed with questions. We have a video on how we create an application.
We're supposed to make it a little mystery.
So if there are any questions, we can have it in parallel. Difficult questions. Okay, so most of the devices, I can say that, I think.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Most of the devices have a limit of 128 megabytes of RAM for the containers. So the footprint of the application and the container is
To
something.
give you more state, I was imagine something like containers 50 megabytes, no more than that. We have applications that today they are 30, 35 megabytes, but yeah, generally the most common scenario is like 15, 20 megabytes.
Yeah, thanks, folks. For any other questions, will you be available in the Nokia booth later on?
Yes,
Yeah,
of course.
okay, so the audience may visit the Nokia booth later on
Thank
for
you very
any additional questions. Thanks a lot, folks.
Thank you.
Thank
That
you.
was very
Bye.
interesting.